My child, I know you're tired. I know the road has felt too long, too hard, and too lonely. But listen closely, this is not the end. I'm still here. I've never left you. And today, I'm calling you back into strength, back into hope, back into the purpose I placed within you. Don't give up. I'm about to do something new. My beloved child, you've walked through pain that others couldn't see. You've held tears behind your smile. You've fought silent battles, and you've questioned, God, do you see me? Do you care? And today I answer you with certainty. Yes, I see you. And yes, I care, more than you know. I've been walking beside you the entire time. Every step, every breath. When you stumbled, I steadied you. When you were about to fall apart, I held you together. When you felt like you had nothing left, I became your strength. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not a mistake. You are mine. I formed you. I called you. I anointed you for this very moment. And no matter what you've been through, I'm still with you. You've made mistakes. You've carried shame. You've fallen short of your own expectations. But I want you to hear this. I'm not holding it against you. I've already forgiven you. I've already paid the price. You don't owe anything anymore. Let that sink in. You don't owe anything. You don't owe perfection. You don't owe explanations. You don't owe guilt another day of your life. Because the cross covered it all. You keep trying to carry a weight I never asked you to hold. You keep measuring yourself by a standard I've already fulfilled. You keep thinking you need to earn my love. But child, you already have it. There's nothing you could do to make me love you more. And there's nothing you've done that could make me love you less. Because my love is not based on your performance. It's based on my promise. And my promise is unshakable. I know you're tired. I know you've been discouraged. But this is not the time to give up. This is the time to press in. Because breakthrough is near. You can't see what I'm preparing behind the scenes. You don't know the miracles I've set in motion. You don't feel it yet, but it's real. Right now, angels are moving on your behalf. Doors are unlocking. Hearts are softening. Provision is aligning. Your waiting has not been in vain. The enemy has tried to convince you that it's over, that nothing will change, that you're too late, too broken, too forgotten. But the enemy is a liar, and I am the truth. And the truth is, you are right on time. I know your story from beginning to end. I know where you've been and where I'm taking you. I haven't changed my mind about you. You are still called. You are still chosen. You are still destined for impact. There's more in you. More strength. More wisdom. More glory. This is not the season to shrink back. This is the season to rise. I've placed something in you that hell cannot crush. I've written something over your life that no one can erase. And I'm about to awaken the fire inside you again. So get up, child. Not in your own strength, but in mine. Lift your head. Open your heart. And remember, you're not alone. I am with you in the valley. I am with you in the storm. I am with you in the quiet. Even when you don't feel me, I'm there. Even when you doubt me, I stay. Even when you want to give up, I won't let you. You've come too far to stop now. You've sown too many tears to not reap joy. You've trusted me too long to walk away now. So breathe, rest, but don't quit. Let me renew you. Let me rebuild you. Let me restore the fire you thought was lost. Because, child, you were made for more. And what I'm about to do in your life will silence every lie, will heal every wound, will redeem every moment. Don't give up. Your miracle is closer than you think. Some people couldn't love you. Some places broke your heart. Some memories still sting. But child, none of that defines you. You're not stuck. You're not trapped. You're not forgotten. I'm calling you out of that place. Out of pain. Out of shame. Out of fear. It's time to walk into the freedom I already paid for. There are people who couldn't see your worth. There are moments when you gave your all, and still felt unwanted. There were seasons when your kindness was misunderstood, your love rejected, and I saw it all. I saw how hard you tried, how much you gave, how deeply you longed to be accepted, valued, safe. And when others turned away, I stayed. Because your value has never depended on their opinion. Your future is not limited by their rejection. Your worth is not reduced by their inability to love you. They don't define you, do. And I say, you are worthy. You are chosen. You are loved. You've carried their words like chains. You've replayed their actions like scars. But child, it's time to lay it all down. Let go of the offense. Let go of the bitterness. Let go of the questions that keep haunting you. Why wasn't I enough? You were never the problem. Sometimes people love from their own brokenness. Sometimes they don't know how to care for someone like you. Someone with depth, compassion, light. But just because they didn't treasure you doesn't mean you weren't treasure. And I want you to know this. I'm calling you out of that place. Out of emotional prisons. Out of toxic patterns. Out of cycles that drain you. That relationship that left you empty. I'm healing that space. That season of betrayal, I'm redeeming it. That environment that broke your confidence, I'm building you back stronger. You were not created to live in survival. You were created for joy, for peace, for love that doesn't manipulate or destroy. But for that to happen, you have to move. You have to walk away from what's been comfortable but harmful. You have to stop feeding what wounded you. You have to stop returning to what I already called you out of. It's not punishment, it's protection. There are places I can't bring breakthrough until you release what's been blocking it. There are promises I want to give you, but they require empty hands. There are blessings waiting, but they can't land where bitterness lives. So forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve to be free. Forgive, not to erase what happened, but to break its hold on your soul. They may never say sorry. They may never admit the pain they caused. But I saw it. I wept with you. And I'm the one who heals you. So let me take it from here. I've already paid for your healing. With my blood. With my mercy. With my endless, pursuing love. You don't need to avenge yourself. You don't need to keep proving your worth. You don't need to wait for closure to start living again. I am your closure, and I say it is finished. The debt is canceled. The guilt is erased. The chains are broken. Now come into freedom. Come into joy again. Come into peace that doesn't depend on people. I want to rebuild you in places no one ever saw. I want to give you friendships that reflect my heart. I want to surround you with voices that speak life. I want to walk with you into spaces that bring healing, not hurt. But you must say yes. Yes to healing. Yes to peace. Yes to letting go of what nearly destroyed you. Because, child, you survived for a reason. That place of pain was not your final destination. It was the place you passed through, not where you stay. You were never meant to camp in sorrow. You were meant to rise from it. And now, I'm calling you forward. You don't have to carry it into the next chapter. You don't have to explain yourself to be free. You don't have to keep rereading the same painful story. Let me write something new. And what I'm about to do will make the past feel like preparation. Because, child, what's ahead is more beautiful than anything behind you. And this time, it will not break you. It will bless you. So take my hand, leave the weight behind, and step into the peace that has been waiting for you all along. You've talked to everyone but me. You've posted your pain, but kept it from my presence. And yet I've waited. I've listened to the words you never said. Now, child, I'm inviting you. Come talk to me. Come sit with me. Let your prayer unlock what your worry never could. My child, you've been carrying so much. You've been thinking, analyzing, overworking your mind, trying to solve problems only I can fix. You've been trying to hold it all together. smiling for others while screaming inside, hoping someone will notice, but not knowing what to say. But child, you don't need to figure it all out. You just need to come to me. Talk to me, not with polished words, not with memorized lines, just with your heart. Tell me what hurts. Tell me what's confusing. Tell me what you're scared to admit even to yourself. I already know, but I want you to invite me in, because when you speak to me, something shifts. Prayer isn't about performance, it's about connection. It's about real, raw honesty. It's about making space in your heart where I can come and move. You've asked me, Lord, why don't things change? But I ask you, have you truly talked to me? Sat still with me? Opened your heart, not just your mouth? I'm not asking for ritual. I'm inviting you into relationship. You don't need the perfect words. You just need a sincere heart. Ask me, trust me, invite me. Because child, when you pray, heaven listens. When you whisper my name, angels respond. When you say, help me God, I move swiftly. When you cry out from the depths of your soul, I bend down to hold you. I'm not too busy. I'm not far away. I'm not ignoring you. I'm right here, always. And I don't just hear prayers, I answer them. Not always in the way you expect. Not always in the timing you want, but always in the way that's best for you. So come to me, not just when you're desperate. Come to me in the morning. Come to me in the car. Come to me in the middle of your ordinary moments. Make prayer your default, not your last resort. Because I don't need fancy language. I need your trust. You've been stressed because you've been silent. You've been anxious because you've been trying to control what I've asked you to surrender. So here's my invitation again. Talk to me. Lay it all down. Ask boldly. Believe deeply. And then watch what I will do. Because child, I am still the God who answers. You ask me for peace, I'll calm your storm. You ask me for strength, I'll carry your burden. You ask me for healing, I'll touch your heart and your body. You ask me for direction, I'll light the path one step at a time. Nothing is too big, nothing is too small. If it matters to you, it matters to me. So don't think your need is too much. Don't think your request is annoying. Don't think your prayers are too messy. I welcome them all. In fact, some of the greatest miracles I've ever done started with the smallest, simplest prayer. God, I need you. And when you pray, pray with gratitude. Not because everything is perfect, but because I'm present. Gratitude opens gates. Humility opens heaven. Trust opens favor. So come to me with a thankful heart. Not because you have it all, but because you know I am all. The peace you're longing for, it's found when you sit with me. The clarity you've been chasing, it comes when you stop running and start listening. Let me fill your silence. Let me meet you in your confusion. Let me speak into your doubt. But it all begins here. Not with striving, not with fixing, just with a whisper. Father, help me. And child, I will, because I've been waiting for this moment. Not to lecture you, not to shame you, but to wrap you in my presence. To remind you, you are not alone. You are never unheard. You are always seen. And your voice matters to me. You've been strong for so long, holding it together, smiling through the pain. But I see beneath the surface. I see what no one else does. And I need you to know this. You are not weak for feeling. You are not broken for struggling. I love you right here, right now, exactly as you are. My child, I see you. I see the weight you carry behind your smile. I see the fight behind your silence. I see the tears you never let fall. I see the thoughts you never say out loud. And I want you to know, you're not alone in any of it. You've become so good at being okay. At being strong. At showing up even when it hurts. At loving others while neglecting yourself. But child, you don't have to pretend with me. I see through the mask. not to judge, but to hold, not to expose, but to heal, not to correct, but to comfort. You don't have to prove anything here. You don't have to perform. You don't have to be perfect. Just be honest. Tell me when it hurts. Tell me when you feel tired. Tell me when you feel lost. I can handle it. You've believed that if you're vulnerable, you'll fall apart. But the truth is, vulnerability with me is where your healing begins. You've learned to suppress, to survive, to move on quickly. But I never called you to pretend. I called you to freedom. And freedom only comes when you bring your full heart to me. Even the messy parts, even the angry parts, even the parts that feel ashamed. I know them already, and I still call you mine. There's nothing you could reveal that would make me pull away. There's no weakness in you that scares me. There's no struggle that disqualifies you from my love. I'm not disappointed in your humanity. I understand it. I walked this earth. I felt grief. I felt rejection. I wept. I was betrayed. I was misunderstood. I know what it means to feel alone. So when you feel those things, I don't look at you with frustration. I look at you with compassion, because I get it, and I want to carry it with you. I never asked you to carry the weight alone. I never expected you to be invincible. I never demanded perfection. I invited connection. Let me in, into the ache you don't talk about, into the moment you felt unloved, into the memory that still haunts you, into the identity you're still wrestling with. Because I don't just want the version of you show the world. I want all of you, and I'm not going anywhere. When others walked out, I stayed. When you doubted me, I remained faithful. When you ran, I waited. When you wept, I wept with you. Because that's who I am. I'm not just a savior, I'm a friend. I'm not just a redeemer, I'm a healer. I'm not just watching from above, I'm walking beside you. So come closer. Let down your guard. Exhale. You don't need to hold it together in my presence. You can fall apart here, and I will hold you. I will restore what feels broken. I will calm what feels chaotic. I will breathe life into what feels dead. I will remind you that even in your lowest moment, even in your weakest hour, even when you feel like a mess, you are still deeply, eternally, and unconditionally loved. Let me love the parts of you you've tried to hide. Let me speak to the pain that no one else sees. Let me sit with you in the places where silence has lived too long. You don't have to keep running. You don't have to keep pretending. You don't have to keep hiding. You are safe with me, and I will never stop loving you. Even when you feel unlovable, even when you fall again, even when you question everything. Because my love is not based on your strength. It's based on my nature, and I am love. So today, child, let me in. Not just into your prayers, but into your pain. Not just into your plans, but into your process. I'm not rushing you. I'm not frustrated with you. I'm here, faithful, patient, kind, ready to heal, ready to restore, ready to remind you that you're already enough, because you are mine. You've carried enough, long enough. You've worn the weight of the world like armor. But child, it's time to rest. Let me take what's been crushing you. Let me carry the burden you were never meant to bear. I don't just offer strength, I offer peace. And I want to give it to you now. My child, lay it down. All of it. The weight, the stress, the fear, the overthinking, the pressure to keep everything from falling apart. You weren't created to carry it alone. You were created to walk with me, to lean on me. And I know, you've tried to be strong. You've held it together for everyone. You've pushed through, smiled through, endured silently. But I never asked you to do it alone. I never said, hold this by yourself. I said, cast your cares upon me, for I care for you. 1 Peter 5 verse 7. So now, in this moment, child, let me carry it. Let me lift the burden off your shoulders. Let me exchange your heaviness for peace. Because I'm not just your God in glory. I'm your refuge in the storm. I'm your rest in the battle. I'm your stillness in the chaos. You've been overwhelmed, not because you're weak, but because you've been carrying more than I asked you to. Let me help, you say, but I have responsibilities. Yes, and I'll give you wisdom, you say, but I can't drop everything. I'm not asking you to drop it. I'm asking you to give it to me. When you do, things shift. What feels impossible becomes manageable. What drains you becomes lighter. What breaks you begins to heal. Because peace doesn't come from a perfect life. It comes from my presence. And my presence is with you even now. Take a deep breath, child. Feel me near. I'm not far. I'm not distant. I'm closer than your thoughts, your fears, your doubts. You've been chasing rest in so many places. In sleep, in distractions, in people, in accomplishments. But true rest, deep, healing soul rest, only comes from me. When you abide in me, when you sit with me, when you stop running and simply say, God, I trust you. I see what's ahead. I know what you need. I hold the future in my hand. So why worry? Worry has never added to your peace. It's only robbed you of today's joy. But trust opens the floodgates of my provision. Trust brings clarity. Trust activates peace that surpasses understanding. Philippians 4 verse 7. So child, rest in me, not just physically, but emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Let me calm your racing mind. Let me quiet the noise of fear. Let me hold what you can't fix. You're not failing because you're tired. You're just trying to do something that's mine to carry. I'm strong enough for this. I'm capable. I'm steady. I'm unfailing. Give me your worry. Give me your timeline. Give me the people you're trying to protect. Give me the bills, the fears, the future. And take my peace in return. Peace that doesn't make sense. Peace that settles your soul. Peace that makes no noise, but carries all power. This is my gift to you. Not because you earned it, but because I love you. So rest, child. You don't need to strive in this moment. You don't need to figure it all out. You just need to rest in my arms. Let me fight the battle. Let me open the doors. Let me be the one who carries you when you've run out of strength. You'll see, when you rest in me, you gain more than energy. You gain perspective. You see clearer. You trust deeper. You live lighter. Because I never designed your soul to live in constant tension. I created you to walk in constant communion with me. And where I am, there is peace. So come to me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11 verse 28. Not temporary relief, but real restoration. You don't have to keep going in your own strength. You just have to stay in my presence. And child, I promise, that's where your soul will breathe again. You've prayed for your family. You've cried for them. You've wondered if I hear those prayers whispered in the dark. And today I say, yes, I see them. I love them. And I'm covering them. Your household is not unprotected. It is surrounded by my spirit, and no enemy can prevail against it. My beloved child, you've carried your family in your prayers. You've laid their names before me again and again. You've pleaded for their safety, their healing, their salvation, and I've heard every word. Not one tear has gone unnoticed. Not one request has gone unheard. You wonder, are they safe, Lord? And I say to you now, yes, because your family is not unguarded. They are covered. They are surrounded. They are sealed beneath the shadow of my wings. Even when you don't see it, even when their actions make you doubt, even when fear creeps in, my protection never wavers. I have placed my spirit upon your household. My angels are stationed at the door. My presence fills the atmosphere around them. You may not always be with them, but I am. In the room where they sleep, I am there. In the places they walk, I go before them. In the decisions they face, I whisper truth into their hearts. You've asked, Lord, will they return to you? And I say, I am working in their hearts even now. You may not see change on the surface, but I'm softening the soil of their soul. I'm surrounding them with grace. I'm placing people, conversations, and moments in their path to draw them back to me. Don't give up on them, because I never have. Even when they resist me, I pursue them. Even when they run, I wait at the road. Even when they deny, I still speak. And I know how deeply you love them, because I love them even more perfectly, more patiently, more persistently. So trust me with them. You can't change hearts, but I can. You can't control outcomes, but I see the end from the beginning. You can't be everywhere, but I am already there. Let me be their shepherd. Let me be their defender. Let me be their healer. Let me be the one who finishes what you started in prayer. And while you wait, live with peace. Not worry, not fear, not frustration. I'm not just protecting them physically. I'm protecting their purpose, their destiny, their identity in me. And yes, there may be battles. There may be detours. There may be moments that scare you. But I will never let the enemy win. No weapon formed against your family shall prosper. Isaiah 54 verse 17. No scheme of the enemy will override my plan. No generational curse can stand where my name has been declared. So speak my name over your house, over their minds, over their future, over their present. Speak life, not fear. Speak promise, not panic. Speak truth, not doubt. And watch, I will move. I will restore relationships that were broken. I will bring healing to wounds you didn't even know they carried. I will bring peace into rooms that were filled with tension. I will bring joy back into your household, because your prayers are powerful. Your intercession is planting seeds. Your faith is opening windows in heaven. And child, don't forget this. Your family is part of my covenant with you. What I've promised you, I will extend to them. What I've begun in your life, I will complete in your legacy. What I've redeemed in you, I will carry into your children's children. So continue praying, continue loving, continue trusting. Even when it looks quiet, I'm working loud behind the scenes. And one day, you will look back in awe and say, only God could have done this. Because I am not just your personal savior. I am the God of your whole household. And I will be faithful from generation to generation. You've asked, why did I have to go through that? And today I answer, because I'm making something beautiful from your pain. What you thought would break you will bless others. What you thought disqualified you is what I will use to reach hearts. I never waste suffering. I redeem it all. My precious child, there are parts of your story you wish you could erase. Moments you've tried to forget. Seasons that still carry echoes of pain. Wounds that feel too deep, too raw, too dark. But I see every part, and I am not ashamed of your story. In fact, I'm writing something beautiful with it. You've asked me, why did that happen? Why did they hurt me? Why did I have to walk through so much? And though I didn't cause the pain, I'm the one who will redeem it. The tears you cried in secret, I've collected them like treasure. The nights you felt abandoned, I was sitting beside you. The moments you almost gave up, I was breathing strength into your bones. I've never wasted a single part of your journey, and I never will. That pain you endured, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your purpose. What the enemy meant to destroy you, I'm turning into power, healing, and testimony. You see weakness, I see a vessel. You see brokenness, I see beauty. You see damage, I see destiny. Because it's through your scars that others will see my healing. It's through your vulnerability that others will find courage. It's through your honesty that others will discover hope. It's through your journey that others will see me. Don't hide your story. Don't be ashamed of what I've walked you through, because your survival is proof that I'm real. You are a living testimony. You're not perfect, but you're redeemed. You're not untouched, but you're anointed. You're not flawless, but you're chosen. And what I've allowed to touch your life, I will now use to touch the lives of many. Your pain has prepared you for purpose. Your struggle has shaped your strength. Your heartbreak has expanded your compassion. Your waiting has trained your faith. There are people waiting for your voice. There are hearts that need to hear what you've overcome. There are souls that will be healed just by hearing. You're not alone. I've been there. That's how I work. I take ashes and make beauty. I take grief and birth grace. I take loss and release life. So don't curse your past. Let me redeem it. Don't suppress your pain. Let me sanctify it. Don't run from your scars. Let me shine through them. You're not who you were, but don't forget where I brought you from, because the valley you walk through will one day become the bridge for someone else's miracle. I'm not asking you to be strong all the time. I'm asking you to be surrendered, because in your weakness, my strength is revealed. 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9. In your honesty, my grace flows freely. In your healing, others will find hope. So let me continue writing. Let me shape your story into a song. Let me breathe meaning into what once felt meaningless. You're not disqualified because of what happened. You're not too late to be used. You're not too broken to carry glory. In fact, you're exactly who I want to use. Because you know what pain feels like. You know what it means to wait. You know the depths of grief. And now, you know the power of my love. So walk forward, not with shame, but with sacred boldness. Tell your story. Lift your head. Declare my faithfulness. Because your healing isn't just for you. It's for generations to come. You've walked through fire. You've endured the storm. And now look up, child. The season is shifting. You're stepping into a land of promise, a place prepared for you. This is not the end. This is the beginning of what I created you to walk in. My child, you didn't survive all that pain just to go back to where you started. You didn't grow through all those trials just to remain stagnant. You didn't come this far for nothing. You are now standing at the edge of something new, a threshold, a turning point, a divine transition. And I say to you today, step forward. The wilderness was real. The waiting was long. The pain was deep. But now the door is open. I've been preparing a place for you. A season of clarity. A time of breakthrough. A field ready for harvest. You're not who you used to be. Your faith is stronger. Your heart is deeper. Your spirit is rooted. And because of that, you're ready. Ready to carry what I'm entrusting to you. Ready to walk in purpose with boldness. Ready to reap where you once only sowed in tears. I know it's tempting to hesitate, to question, am I really ready? To think, what if I fail? But child, I say you are ready. Not because of your perfection, but because of my preparation. You're not entering alone. I'm going before you. I'm fighting battles you won't even see. I'm placing favor around you like a shield. This is a land of provision, of peace, of alignment. It's not without challenge, but it is full of purpose. And everything you went through, it wasn't to punish you. It was to prepare you. You've learned to listen. You've learned to wait. You've learned to let go. You've learned to trust. And now, it's time to move forward in faith. Don't stay in survival mode. Don't cling to what's familiar just because it's comfortable. Don't shrink back into patterns I've already broken off of you. This new season requires a new mindset, a heart that says, yes, Lord, even if I'm scared. Yes, Lord, even when I can't see it all. I am calling you into fulfillment, into fruitfulness, into influence, into a deeper walk with me. You've been faithful in the quiet. You've been steady in the hidden place. You've been obedient when no one noticed. Now I will reward what was sown in the secret place. I'm unlocking resources. I'm surrounding you with the right people. I'm removing what no longer fits the new season. I'm increasing your capacity and your clarity. You don't need to chase anything. What is from me will find you. Your job is to keep your heart aligned. Stay humble. Stay yielded. Stay close. Because as you walk with me, you will see favor flow. You'll see doors open. You'll see healing run deeper. You'll see vision expand. You'll see prayers answered quickly. But remember, child, this isn't just about receiving blessing. It's about becoming a blessing. I've entrusted you with more so you can pour into others. I've brought you through so you can guide others through. I've lifted you up so you can lift others. So don't walk into this land with pride. Walk in with praise, with reverence, with expectation, because this ground is holy. It's been covered in your tears. It's been watered by your prayers. And now it's time to harvest. Welcome to your new season. The past was preparation, but now it's time to possess the promise. You're not going back. You are not circling the same mountain. You are not stuck anymore. You are moving forward with me. So walk boldly. Declare my goodness. Stand in confidence, because what I have for you, no one can take. No enemy can steal. No delay can stop. This is your moment, child, and I am with you every step of the way. You can't move forward carrying what's been breaking you. You weren't created to live in fear, shame, or manipulation. It's time to walk away from the people, the places, the patterns that no longer align with who I've called you to be. You belong to me, not to what's been holding you back. My child, you've tried to stay strong in places that were slowly breaking you. You've made excuses for people who kept wounding you. You've tolerated things that kept you small because it felt safer than starting over. But now I'm saying it's time to walk away. Not in anger, not in bitterness, but in freedom. Because you weren't created to live in confusion. You weren't born to live under manipulation or emotional exhaustion. You weren't called to be everyone's rescuer, especially when they refuse healing. I love them too, but I love you, and I won't let you stay where your soul is dying. You've been loyal to dysfunction. You've called it patience. You've called it spiritual warfare. But child, some things are not battles to fight. They are burdens to release. Let me say this clearly. You are not responsible for fixing what refuses to be healed. You are not meant to stay in a place just because you're afraid to leave. You are not honoring me by sacrificing your peace for people who constantly steal it. Yes, I call you to love. Yes, I call you to forgive. But I do not call you to remain in environments that contradict your identity. So if they mock your faith, leave. If they manipulate your kindness, step back. If the atmosphere keeps you anxious, ashamed, or spiritually dry, walk away. You are not walking away from people. You are walking toward me, because my presence is not in places where you constantly shrink to fit. My spirit doesn't require you to silence your light. My love does not coexist with fear and control. So come out of that place. Come out of emotional captivity. Come out of spiritual compromise. Come out of the false idea that this is the best it'll ever be. I have more for you. More peace. More clarity. More rest. You can't access it while still clinging to what's draining you. Let them go. Let it go. Let me take you somewhere new. You've been stuck in a cycle, thinking if you just try harder, pray longer, be quieter, maybe they'll change. But I'm asking you to stop striving and start listening. I'm calling you out because you belong to me, not to that relationship, not to that addiction, not to that past version of yourself. You are mine, marked, loved, set apart. And child, you're worth protecting. So rest in this truth. You don't need their approval to obey me. You don't need permission to leave what's toxic. You don't need to feel guilty for choosing peace. Let my spirit be your confirmation. If it steals your joy, leave. If it crushes your soul, step away. If it fights your faith, separate. I'm not asking you to hate. I'm asking you to heal. And sometimes, healing requires distance. I know it's scary. I know you've poured so much into them. But now it's time to pour into the you I've created. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to leave what no longer looks like grace. Come into my presence, where there's rest, where there's stillness, where there's space to breathe again. I will surround you with people who build, not break, with places that refresh, not drain, with purpose that lifts, not pressures. But you can't receive the new while gripping the old. So open your hands, lift your eyes, take a step, even if it's slow, even if your heart trembles, even if no one else understands. I do, and I will walk with you, child. Every step away from darkness is a step into light, because you don't belong to what broke you. You belong to me. You've made it through the storm. You've cried, prayed, fought, and healed. And now I say this, don't stop now. You're closer than you've ever been. Don't turn around. Don't give up. What I've prepared is just ahead, and I'm walking with you to it. My child, you've come so far, farther than you thought you could. You've survived battles no one saw. You've walked through pain that tried to silence you. You've carried faith like a flicker in the dark, but it never went out. And I see you. I celebrate every step you didn't think you could take. Every moment you almost gave up, but didn't. Every time you whispered my name when no one else was listening. I want you to know this. I'm proud of you. You didn't quit. You didn't run. You kept showing up. You kept believing. You kept walking. And now you're so close. Closer than you've ever been to the breakthrough. Closer to the open door. Closer to the restoration. Closer to the dream I placed in your heart. But here's what I need you to do. Keep going. Don't stop here. Don't settle here. Don't let fear or fatigue cause you to turn around. This is the moment when many give up, right before the promise. But not you. You're not going back. You've grown too much. You've come too far. You've sown too many tears. You've planted too many prayers. And what you've sown in the dark, I will reveal in the light. The enemy tried everything to stop you. He tried discouragement. He tried isolation. He tried delay. But I've used it all to make you stronger. You're not the same person you were. Your roots are deeper. Your heart is softer. Your faith is unshakable. And now you are ready. Ready to step into what I've had waiting all along. Ready to receive with open hands and healed heart. Ready to walk boldly into the new without dragging the old. So child, lift your head. Fix your eyes. Square your shoulders. The best is not behind you, it's ahead. Don't be afraid of the unknown. I'm already in it. Don't fear the future. I hold it. Don't fear falling again. I'll catch you. I've gone before you. I've cleared the path. I've positioned the right people. I've prepared the right moments. And now walk. Even if it's slow. Even if your legs tremble. Even if you don't have all the answers. Because I am the way. I am the light. I am the strength in your weakness. You've trusted me through the valley. Now trust me on the mountain. You've praised me in pain. Now praise me in fulfillment. You've clung to me in silence. Now listen to my voice say, well done. Because what's coming is not just for you. It's for those around you. For those who will watch your life and say, if God could do it for them, He can do it for me. You will be a living testimony, a walking miracle, a reflection of my goodness and glory. So do not look back. Do not second guess. Do not retreat. This is your time. Time to flourish. Time to build. time to overflow. And child, I am with you still, not just as your savior, but as your guide, your counselor, your closest friend. So take my hand again. Let's finish what we started. Because you were never meant to give up. You were meant to rise.